I do feel that Kokoschka's Doll is a book that plays on, like we said, on the dualisms, that this is very much a book about humanity. And in the same way that there is love, there's also death. And there is a lot of it. And I suppose my question about this is like, what is your relationship as a writer with death?
Well, I think we all write about the same things, the things that matter to us, that are really, really important. Because I always say that sometimes people ask me what's the novel about, and if you think about the real thing we are talking about, it's not usually it's the only thing that matters about the novel. It might be passed during the Second World War, or in the 12th century, or in a war between Greeks and Trojans, but it's always about human affairs, things that we find really important in our lives: love, death, friendship, memory, all those things. And all books are about that, even if they don't have human characters. Or there is a book of Pedro Guilherme Moreira, Portuguese writer, for instance, that it's called The Book Without Anybody, or without a person, or something like that. And there are only situations, but those situations are talking about humans, of course, and about love, loss, about those things. And of course, death is it's one of the most important themes you can think of, because when you talk about death, you're talking about life, because you're talking about a transitory or ephemeral. How ephemeral is your life, and what is really what really matters in your life, because you are you're going to die, and you know that. Borges, for instance, he has a short story about a land of immortals, and there's a man that falls in a hole, and nobody saves him, because you could save him tomorrow, or in 100 years, or in 1,000,000 years. It's the same. You'll never die. So you don't have to do anything good or bad. But if you're going to die, you know that you have here a small amount of time where you can do things, actually do things, and that's why that makes things matter, and they make them important. There is in a midrash, Jewish midrash, called Genesis Rabbah, and they talk about a special kind of angels. I like this image a lot, because we always think of angels as eternal beings, usually, but in this book they tell us that they are ephemeral angels. They are only alive during the time of a song. So they sing a song and they vanish forever. So they are much more valuable than the others, than the eternal ones. These ones, then they only exist for a very, very small amount of time. So, and it's a little bit like our own lives. They are tremendously valuable, because they are ephemeral, not because we are not eternal. So death is always and will be always a very important thing for us.